Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nelly. Thank you so very much for you guys for your support. I just really want to appreciate all of you so very much for the support you've been giving me. We got monetized. Yippee! So it means our channel now has super chats. If you can try and see if it works, I'm not even sure how it works yet because I've never had that kind of setup on my what is it called, on my side on my channel. But for now, I think YouTube just told me or made me aware that I can now benefit from super chats as well. So if you want to support my channel in that manner, I really appreciate that. Also, you can share with your friend, for example, the live we're doing today, and hopefully they get to learn a thing or two. As always, the main reason of having these lives basically is just to inform, discuss, educate. And that is all I wish to achieve. And also have fun while doing it. So, welcome to today's discussion. I'm going to be talking about dating or marrying a partner who has children already. Yes, I think this has mostly been communicated by the fact or encouraged by the fact that the last live we talked about was about a woman who already has children and her experiences with her relationship and stuff like that. So I thought we can still keep it family and talk about dating and marrying someone who has already children, because I feel like many people lack information or don't just know what to do, especially when they meet partners who already have got children. And I'm not judging. I wouldn't judge. Like, why judge? Hey, Yolanda, Sherry, how are you doing? Thank you so much, girl. Thank you for your support. So yeah, like I wouldn't judge because these days things do change. Some people have stepchildren because maybe the first marriage did not work out, or could be because a partner died. Everyone deserves a second chance, I believe. And so that is why I'm having this kind of conversation. And also, some people, their marriages were just never meant to work. Maybe they had wrong partners, or they never took their time to make or look for good partners, or they rushed into doing something, or maybe even they just had children when they were really still young and love found them when they're older. So if you are listening to this, you might not relate to what we're talking about today, but you could maybe in future find yourself in such a position. Or at the same time, you might know someone who's going to find themselves in the same position. And I'd say these days, what is it called? Mixed families are really increasing in numbers. So that is why I decided to have this conversation, normalize having mixed families, and also just have a chat around it. So, again, if you're here for the first time, do remember to subscribe, leave a comment, and share if you can, and support my channel in any way you can. So, I think without wasting any time, we'll just start. I have like a paper. I had written some pointers for me to refer to because it's 1 o'clock. And I just wanted to not ramble, but just speak to you guys. So, yeah, how is your Sunday? How have you been doing? Today I ran 12 kilometers. Oh, I felt so good. That's so good. I felt like, wow, I'm doing this again. Like running has always been something I love so much. A cross country runner, actually. I can claim that. I can claim that and say I do it. And since moving to a new home, I think I was not so like I didn't know my neighborhood so well. So today it was kind of like a nice morning. I just decided, like, you know what? Why not? Hey, Grace, Kenny, how Miss Kenny? Hey, Miss Kenny, how are you doing? Sorry about that. How are you doing today? Niko poa sana. Karibu, karibu sana, sana, sana. Girl, we got monetized actually. So I'm so happy. Like you cannot imagine how happy. I'm still trying to learn like what am I supposed to do and what's not. And yeah. but I am just loving everything. Hey, Wambui, Wanaibasha, how are you doing? Is it Othire? Oniseme to CGV. How are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you so very much for being here. So, I think without rambling, I've said already, Irene, of course, I had to tell you guys because that was my success. But I also just, yeah, I think it's actually really nice. And if you can encourage someone to go out and try running, Finland is cold, but it was still really nice to go out and run. Anyway, enough of the rant. Let's get into the topic. And if you have anything to share, or you think like you can relate to what we're talking about and you're able to come and help us out, please do come. I really would ask you, you never know who you're helping out. Please do come and let's have this conversation together, because I believe that you just don't have ideas for no reason. There's always someone God has made somewhere who really needs this advice, and you could be like the person who will give them the breakthrough they need or the choice they need or open their eyes more. And of course, I do not know a lot, like everything about this, but I want to share my nuggets into this because dating has changed and dating is evolving. So you could be marrying someone who already has a step, who already have their own children, and you're coming in as a stepmother, or you could be marrying someone, you could be the one with the children and they're coming into your life as step further or just partners or whatever it is. So I just want to be an enabler of this kind of conversation today and say it's okay for that kind of relationship to happen. It's very normal. Mixed families are really something that also people fail to understand most of the time or talk about. And for example, where I live, there are many mixed families. So I would not say there are not any mixed families here, but you can make it work. Like you don't have to have a horror story of having a mixed family or oh my gosh, Miss Kenny. I think you're the first blesser of this channel. Oh wow. Okay, so it's working. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that, girl. Thank you so much. Oh, we are so happy for you to be being here and your support so far. And I just really want to appreciate you for that. Thank you so much. Hey, Rose, how are you? Uh, and then Wambui, Nelly, Grace, and Yolanda. Hey, DJ Evoke says, DJ Evoke, Karibu YouTube. Niko for the very first time. Thank you so much. Ruth is saying, good evening, beautiful people. Thank you so much for being here and also for your participation last week. I really just want to appreciate you for that because you opened our eyes and you taught us a lot. Ruth just being there. Wambui says, hey, Vok, nimekumiss. Najua tumemisiana, tunafaa tukwenda ka get together. Anyway, yeah, so I'll go into the first point. I wanted to start this conversation by asking, are you ready to be a stepmother or a stepfather figure to the children you're going to meet? Are you mentally ready or physically even ready for that relationship? Because when you're getting married to someone who already has children, you're getting to know someone who already has children, there's a role for you to play as well. And like we were saying last week, people who already have children, it's kind of like a benefit. It's an added advantage because you are getting into a family. Like you're not just going to start creating a family from scratch. And there are many cases where you might need a family, maybe sometimes loneliness, or you just fell in love, or many reasons. There's so many reasons, but are you really ready to be in that kind of relationship yourself? So if you are ready for that kind of relationship, then I think it opens up room for us to talk about this. And again, like I said, I do not know everything about this topic, but I can share the little nuggets, and you can also join and share the little nuggets you know on this topic. And also, if you feel like I'm saying something you disagree with and you know otherwise, also feel free to do so. And yeah, so let's make it fun and ask anything you want also as well. Um, yeah, so for me, I would say number one, the very important thing that someone needs to consider when marrying or getting into a relationship with someone who already has children is that you are not coming to replace the mother figure or the father, the biological mother or the biological father that the child already has. You should come in knowing that the child has a biological parent, and if that biological parent is what is it called, is alive, then you should know that you're not coming as a replacement, but you're just coming as an additional mother figure or father figure to that child. And the relationship might not build as fast as you want it to happen, but I think it's something really important to consider. Um, Another thing I wanted to share with you guys was that you can never force the child of your partner to, for example, call you daddy or call you mommy. I know this is where like many people fail or thrive. Reason being is that sometimes we look for a relationship because we want to quench a sort of loneliness. Could be a loneliness because you've been longing for a family for a long time. Could be loneliness because you're not able to have children, or could be just any other form of loneliness. And so many people get into relationship for many reasons, but you need to remember that this daddy name or mommy name might not really happen with you or cannot really happen with you. But you should just allow the relationship to take the course that it takes. Be an enabler that be an enabler of an environment where the child can choose the name they call you, and you can accept, or am I saying accept properly? You can accept, yeah, you can accept to be in that relationship the way they see you. They might call you an auntie, they might call you by your name, they might never even call you mommy or daddy. But I think the relationship will still really matter. Hey, Sharon and the family, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Um, Sharon and the family, hey, sweetheart, says Miss Kenny. And let me just see, Grace Kenny, which is Miss Kenny, still says, thanks, Doc. Thanks, Doc. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here. Really appreciate this. And again, if you have any experience or you're in such kind of a relationship, you can also come and share what you think, because I think at the end of the day, my aim or what we should thrive to do is empower and educate and not make someone feel like they're left out. So if we have this conversation and share ideas and stuff, then someone doesn't get stuck or do the wrong things when their time comes to be in that role or to play that role. Um, Grace Kenny says, my son still calls my husband by his first name almost after 10 years of marriage. I totally agree, and I don't see anything wrong with that, because it's he is also a human being and he chooses what he wants. He might never, and that's why I was saying him, like he might never get to call him daddy, but call him by his name, but he does recognize his presence in your life and his life as well. And I think that is very okay. We should be very okay with that. And I know you're very okay with that as well, because you're an amazing mother. Yeah. So I think that's really a nice thing that you guys have also enabled him to just feel free to call your partner the name that he calls your partner with his first name, for example. Yeah, I also always see sometimes some people have like Uncle Ted or Uncle so and so. It's yeah, or just by their first name. I read that, sorry. Yeah, so another thing I wanted to say is you need to give the relationship time. Sometimes we're so much in a rush, like, oh, I'm going to get married. Once we get married, I'm going to have a family. And once I have a family, I'm going to have children, and you're forgetting that these people actually had a life before you came in. And because they had a life before you came in, you just cannot come and interrupt, stop the train, and then move, like force people to move to your wave. You need to naturally allow the wave to move. You can't swim against. Can you swim? Isa, can you swim against the wave? I'm not a swimmer.
I'm swimming against the tide. I mean, you mean
Can you swim against the tide? Sorry.
um, it's difficult.
It's difficult. Yeah, I think it makes sense. I'm not a swimmer, but I think it makes sense. You cannot swim against the tide. You can swim towards its direction. So give them time. Understand that they're also human beings with emotions. They had emotions. So if you give them time, then it becomes easier for them to even get to know you. Because most of the time when you get into a relationship, you first fall in love with your partner before you fall in love with the children. I mean, I would say to 5% some people fall in love, the children fall in love with the new partner before even they get married, before their father or their mother gets married to their new found love or partner. And that's also normal, but I think in most cases you will be falling in love first with your partner before you fall in love with the children, and you need to allow the children as well to fall in love with you, because it also took time for you to fall in love with that person. And again, I think another thing is you need to take your time to know the person. Like, could have been that the main reason why their relationship ended in the first place was maybe he was abusive, or maybe he was just good but the other partner was abusive. Like, you need to know even if it's a little bit of nitty gritties, and also be keen on what other people say. Not that you take all the rubbish and then use them as your evaluation onto the person, but people or neighbors who, some neighbors are so nosy, they can just tell you, like, oh, this house was so much fight, or this person was doing this and that. Like, take your time and know the person, so that you're not marrying someone who is actually coming to cause more heartbreak to your life, but someone who is a partner and having a second chance. Just the same love you want is the same love they desire. Aside from, now there's the children in the mix. Just 42 to be saying, I used my parents' first name to call them. We all knew who was my mother and father, so there wasn't any need to underline that all the time by calling them mother and father. Ooh. I usually see, actually, Finns mostly, even some of them call their mom by their name. Some, not all, some. Like, they call IT, and some of them also just choose to call by name, which I think is also something that happens in Africa as well. But yeah, Miss Kenny says it's totally fine, and it's the respect that matters. I totally agree with you. And then Wambui says, y'all kindly give this StreamYard a thumbs up. Thank you so much, girl. Thank you. Thank you so very much. So if you're watching this, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, do all of the good stuff the YouTube says. And remember, we got monetized, so you can now access super chats as Miss Kelly did, if it's available where you are, of course, and if you're feeling generous enough to buy me a cup of coffee or wine, depending. Yeah, but I don't know how it works. So that is something I'm learning over time. So I only know how to super chat other people, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, so allow them enough time. I think this is like something so profound that you have said. Like, you need to allow them time to fall in love with you, to get to know you, even if you live in the same house, because some marriages get arranged for very fast, and they happen like really fast. But it's very important that you allow them time to also get to know you, to get to fall in love with you, to get to redefine, or to get to, you get to challenge also their thoughts, because some children or some basically some children, when you're coming into their life, they think you're coming to destroy, or coming to take away the love they used to have, or coming to damage. So you need to give them time so that they get to learn you. I totally agree with that. Another thing I wanted to say is you need to also remind your partner. If you're a lady, you need to remind your husband, or your male partner. If you're a woman, you need to remind your Okay. Yeah, if you're a man, you need to remind your girlfriend or your wife that the relationship they had with their child before should actually now become better, that you are in their life, because you can stay at home maybe and take care of other things that they did not have time to take care of as they go for dates or normal events or things they used to do with their children, instead of being so clingy and not allowing them time to be alone with their own children. I think this way it enables the child to know you're not coming to take their place, but you're just coming as an additional member of the family in that family setup. And I think that's something that is really important. I don't know what you guys think, but I feel like the relationship between your partner and their children should improve, or you should allow room for it to improve, and even work on how to improve it by also advising your husband to continue going for the date nights or the events that they used to do together, or even help plan them for them, for example, because that also determine how the children will get to relate with you. Will they think that you're coming to take their parents' place in their place as well, their biological mother or father's place in their place as well, or will they think like you're actually bringing some order into their family and some very much needed what is it called, very much needed love and space, and for them and their parents to know each other or continue building the relationship between themselves other than just with yourself. So I think that can be something that it's very important to pay keen attention to. Paulindo says, "Hey Nelly Harma, good evening, darling. Good evening, sweetheart. How are you doing today? Happy Sunday, or I don't know which day. Is it Monday already where you are, or is it Sunday? Whichever day it is, just happy Sunday." And thank you so much for being here. You guys being here with me, like every streaming I've done, I really just want to say thank you so very much, because you guys are amazing. Like, you guys are amazing. Paulinda says cheers, and cheers to you too, honey. Thank you so much for being here. And again, I'm looking at the notes I had written over here by myself. So these were just some nuggets that I have. And if you have something to share, you can feel free to join the stream. If you feel like I've said something you think it does not relate or should not be the case, then you can also feel free to let me know, because it's all about learning. I'm not saying I know everything. I'm just saying I have some nuggets that I think can help. And if I can start the conversation, then we can teach each other, learn from each other, and hear each other. So, yeah, I'm so excited for that as well. So, it's learning, and I'm not. Um, I'm not like an expertise in this area, but I'm just saying I'm sharing the information that I think can be useful to anyone. So if you have any as well and you want to join the stream, feel free. I'm fine, thank you. What about you? Very, very fine. Really. Thank you so much for asking as well. Actually, many times people fail to ask, "How are you doing?" It's such an important question, I feel like, in life, like generally, considering everything that everyone is dealing with. How are you is a good thing to ask. So that's a good thing to ask, and thank you for asking. Um, Another thing I think which Miss Kenny had actually also shared here is she said allow them enough time. And I would say on the point I want to talk about is don't force the relationship. I think at some point, as people, or people who are getting married to people who already have children, or people who will get married, people who already have children. Well, there's a lot of like entities that how to put in this, but we also need to remember like these are human beings. Like if you force a relationship, you might end up building like a rebellious family. And if you allow time and enough time, then you might end up actually building a functionable family, where this family is actually consistent of your step family, you know. And yes, I think that is something really important to consider for everyone who might want to, join that kind of for anyone who might want to join that kind of a relationship. Like you need to not force the relationship. I know some people are like, oh, you must love me. And I think these are mostly seen on like drama movies. And I feel like sometimes what you watch on TV is actually something that could actually like truly be happening in real life. You know, like sometimes you watch on movies and you see like someone telling their stepchildren, like, you have to call me mommy and you must love me and you must treat me with respect and high regard. And I am like a mother to you and stuff like that. And for me, I feel like that is like forcing a relationship. Like it's not allowing a relationship to easily happen. You know, if someone was to fall in love with you, maybe after 1 year, you have formed them to, like, you have actually told them you are the wrong person for them to love. So they'll end up being rebellious other than being supportive. And I feel like that would just create a very tough relationship. Like you guys will have friction. The relationship will have a lot of friction where you'll just be fighting and arguing, and it's so draining to have that kind of a relationship. I would not want to have that kind of relationship. So yeah, I think that is something also worth considering. Like you need to know that these people, they have emotions, they are also people with personalities. People fall in love in different ways. Some people it's love at first instant, first love at first, what is it called, at first sight, not instant. Love at first sight for some people, and some people it can be different. So if you force the relationship, anything that was meant to work, then you damage all chances of that relationship even ever coming to maturity. You know, you could actually be walking out the door and saying, you know what, I tried, I can't, I just cannot do it. So if you give it time, then it might work. So you need to just be patient. Actually, patience is the main term there. Patience. Patience. Like don't force it, be patient. My son Adrian usually tell me patience is a virtue. Is it a value or a virtue? Patience is a value. And he says patience is a virtue as well. So I think today we can learn from Adrian. Yeah, so I think that is something that is worth considering as well. And again, like I said, if you want to share something, a thing or two that you know about this topic, please feel free to join. I have a link just up there. If you scroll, you're going to see the link for joining the stream, and you can join and also teach us a thing or two and enable the conversation also to happen, or even join and challenge my thinking, because also I'm interested in learning. You know, I'm not a book, I'm just someone who's sharing her nuggets as well, because blended families really do happen. Yeah, so also, for those of you who want to support my channel, you can also remember I have a PayPal account. If you feel like this conversation is something that you love listening to or is beneficial to you in any way, or you like the content, feel free to PayPal me on nellymarons at gmail.com. Yeah, so let me read the comments and see what you guys are saying. I think I'll start from Paulindo says it's always a pleasure here. Thank you so much for being here. Miss Kelly is saying hi to Paulindo. And then just for two families and extended families are a dynamic network of relationships. I agree with that 100%. For children, trust and trust building is even more important than simple love. For children, trust and trust building is even more important than simple love. I think I really actually 100% agree with that, Totakai. Yeah, I think that's really something to consider. And then Rose is saying blended families can be very beautiful, although they also are sure bound to come with some challenges. Totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. Um, Challenges can be like sometimes when the children just don't want you, or maybe their breakup between their mother and their father was so nasty, they would think, you know what, it's another drama about to happen, another love about to explode, and we just don't want to be here. We don't want to be the mix, and we don't want to have it again. So maybe they'll also try and protect their own feelings or protect their father's feeling, depending, maybe the father also has been seeing a lot of people and it's never worked, and they've seen how their father breaks down after those relationships have broken down, or even their mother, how their mother breaks down when those relationships have not worked. So they could also be trying to protect their mother or their father from hurt or abandonment, or that guilt and sadness. Because I think children actually, we most of the time we don't get to consider our children's feeling when we get into relationships or we get into marriage. Instead of even asking, for me, I believe, like, totally believe in doing analysis. And that's what I was telling you guys last time when we were doing like my life in Finland and how Finland has changed me. I usually believe in, taking time and looking back and, tracking back on time and saying, wow, okay, we started here, we're here now, and we're headed here. It's really nice because it helps you to know, are you building or are you destroying, or are you mending, or is it working? Is it not working? Do you need to change your tactics, or do you not need to change your tactics? Sorry, guys. I have someone, I was with my husband, so he's getting ready for bed. Yeah, so I think taking time to track the relationship also does help. Just sit down and look back and see, like, is it working? Is there some things you need to do? And I think it's also a conversation you can have with the children over time. Like, what's your opinion of me? What do you think? Because it's also nice to know what they think, because it helps you to know how to build the relationship and where the relationship is between you, them, and their father, and what they think. Because I think it's actually really matters as well. If your interest is to protect and care for what the man or the woman had before your existence in that relationship. Um, and then Juan says, Grace Kenny, hey, good to see you. It's been a long time. How are you, my lady? And then Miss Kenny says, Dr. Bene. Okay, I think this is like, this is Italian. Is it Tutto Bene? Am I saying properly? I think so. And then Grace Kenny, I am Paulindo. Paulindo, you have been like a household name, and always so kind to all of us. I remember from the time when Miss Kenny was doing the live streams on her channel before monetization and stuff like that, and you were so supportive. And then on my platform as well until now, you have been so supportive. So thank you so very much. Thank you so much. And then Paulinda says, Grace Kenny, are you learning Italian? Oh, actually, Miss Kenny lived in Italy or have visited. I'm not sure. Ciao belle. Okay. Um, it's Miss Kenny here. I think Miss Kenny is telling Paulindo. And then Paulindo is saying that. And then patience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue. Thank you so much for that. I think it's a virtue that we all need to adhere to or learn and embrace. And then Florence is saying umependeza mrembo. Oh, thank you so much for the compliment. Upe umependeza sana. I really love when women and just people generally compliment each other. It's just so beautiful. So beautiful. And actually, I usually say the words you project to other people, the comments and the compliments you give to people says much more about you. So thank you so much for being here, and all of you for being so amazing to me. I think it's important not to try and replace the other partner, dead, alive, or no matter how terrible the other partner is. Just love the kids and let them decide which positions they want to give you. I think that's really nice. That's very That's deep. That's really deep. Like, that's so deep. I'll read it again. I think it's important to try not, I think it's important not to try and replace the other partner, not to replace dead, alive, or no matter how terrible the other partner is. Just love the kids and let them decide which position they want to give you. I think that's really a nice thing to have mentioned or talked about there, Rose. Thank you so much for that. Um, wow, it's been all good. It's all good. Paulinda says, tutto bene. Okay. I just remember my friend, and he passed away before um, I managed to go with him to Italy or visit. And I've actually not visited Italy as well, but I love Italian food, that I know, and I love Italian culture as well. Because I had an amazing Italian friend, but may his soul rest in peace. Yeah, that was my first longest relationship ever. Yeah, but he's no more. So I think I'll meet some more, what is it called? Italian people along the way. Great pronunciation, Nelly Harma. Oh, I tried that. I tried that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Another thing I wanted to emphasize on was also the part of understanding their feelings. If they don't like you, does not mean you now turn them against their father by starting to report, like, oh, this child, like creating things that are not even true to just make their father um, maybe angry with them or change their mind about them or even the relationship or something like that. Like, you should not try and be that kind of person. Instead, be understanding. Just know that they have a lot to protect and they have a lot to lose, and maybe they're just tired of being heartbroken or going through heartbreaks. And even children get heartbroken when relationships end, especially when the relationship had gotten to a point where the person living, was actually in their life at that particular time. Are you still taking me back to saying that? Tutto bene? Listen, I think my Italian is not so good, and neither is my English so good lately, because Finnish pronunciations are really different, and I feel like it's these days affecting my English also. So sometimes when I listen to myself, I'm like, "Oh, child, what are you saying?" Yeah. So yeah, understand that. If I didn't say it properly, just write how I should pronounce. But I think Paulinda said I did it well, so I'm not going to repeat it again. But for your sake, tutto bene. Yeah, I think so. Another thing I want to talk about is the fact that you should try and do things that bring you together or allow the relationship to naturally happen. So this could be, maybe, let's say you love sports, or for example, you love running like I do. So if you go, maybe also it's a hobby you share with them as well. So oh, these kids also, they love going for a run. So you can choose to go running together, and at some point, maybe when you're tired or anything, you just get to have a relationship. Or maybe the first few days you might just end up always um talking, and not talking at all or not connecting at all, but over time it's a relationship that is going to come up slowly. So I feel like that's also something to consider, that you can try and also do things that bring you together as a family. It could be, maybe they play football, and you can be taking them to the football club and dropping them off, or even cheering them up during the football Yeah, so you can also be dropping them off and in the car having a conversation with them. Maybe days when their dad is not available, you take them, you accompany them for their hobbies, and days when they come back, when the dads come back, you update their dad on how good they did and how the event went. You know, that's also something I feel like it's so important. Um, Truth, Theo, what are you smoking? Okay. So sensual when you speak Italian, Nelly Harma. Thank you so much. That's the lure in me, Paulindo. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, some lures in the building. Truth here alone. I'm just joking, no problem. Um, and then Paulindo gives a thumbs up. And actually, guys, remember to give me a thumbs up and comment. Maybe if you have anything you need to comment about. And also remember, I have a PayPal account if you feel like buying me a cup of coffee or filling a glass of wine, for example. Feel free to do so. It's not like something you must do, but if you feel like doing so, then please do so. And also, we have super chats. So it's some things you can use to appreciate the host if you can, but it's not a must do. Let that not scare you like, oh, here when we come. Yeah, but not a must do, but if you feel like doing it, feel free to do so. So another thing I wanted to say is, yeah, also on the hobbies thing, you can do cooking. For example, in my country, Kenya, we have like meals that take a long time to prepare. For example, like chapatis. Beef stew takes a long time to prepare because you need to cut the onions and then the ingredients and then the whatnot. So when you do these kind of things together, I think it also kind of brings you together. Maybe it can be even going for movies together, and also allow for dates when they can go with their father, and also you can accompany them and their father or them and their mother to the same or a different place for a date. So allow for dates to happen where you're all together or them as their partner without feeling guilty that they're going to talk about you, because obviously they're going to talk about you, but it's not always to remove you from the family. So it should not be like something you feel like, oh, I should not allow them to be with their dad by themselves, or I should not allow them to be with their mom by themselves unless you have something to hide. Unless you're hiding something, then you should be um, worried about the relationship. So I think that's also something to consider, that if they go for a date, it actually gives them the understanding that you are not insecure. You are willing to have them have the relationship they had before and even better. And also allowing them to also go out with you and have fun with you as well, because then they get to also learn the fun part of you in that manner. Yeah, so I think that's also something worth considering. I gave you thumbs up as always, Nelly. Don't worry. Thank you so much for Walindo. Really appreciate that. And then another thing I wanted to share is if the partner, the previous partner, was the could be maybe they broke up, the current your husband, fiance, boyfriend, girlfriend or wife, maybe if their ex was is the past, like now the ex, and maybe you've had some negative things or you know some negative things about him, we should freight do not you should I think people should freight from talking negatively about the other partner to in the presence of the children or to the children, because I feel like you damage your reputation more than you damage the other person's reputation. It shows more, and that's why I said the energy you give to other people projects or tells more about who you are. You are a perfect reflection of your own image when you look at yourself in the mirror. And so if you talk negatively about that person, they already know your heart, they already know what you think, and they already will start judging you from the things that you say. And I think when it comes to children, this also goes along with the people, for example, your children's teachers in school and something like that. It's not good to talk negatively about other people in the presence of your children, be it race related talks, or just someone does something wrong and talk about them in the presence of your children. Like, you need to know when the space is right for such talks, Maybe your partner is complaining, but you should do it like privately. Don't like include them and say, your mother is this and your father, or your father is this. No, because that still remains their father. If they know he was a bad person, that's their thing. They know it was his fault, or they know his personality. But you trying to be a part of a pain, or a part of a history that you're not part of, that something that you're not a part of, I think could end up tearing your relationship other than building it, in my opinion. So I think that's so worth considering. And again, like I said, guys, if you want to join the stream and share your thoughts, I'm going to have a link here for anyone who wants to join. There you go. This is the link. If you click on this link, you're able to join the stream. You can come with your camera on or your camera off. It really does not matter. What you have to say is what matters, or keep commenting. And we're also almost just coming to an end because it's on a Sunday and tomorrow is Monday. I don't want you guys to go to work really tired. Another thing is, you considering now we're talking about the other parents, you need to create a balance between the visitation rights, for example. So you need to encourage room that if the other partner is coming to have the children for their visitation time, you should not be frustrating to that person. Instead, you should be an enabler of convenience. Get the kids ready, for example, or drop them off, for example. Also, allow relationship to happen between their mother or their father with your girlfriend, or your girlfriend or your wife, or their father, your husband, your boyfriend, because the aim of this relationship is basically to blend, but not to like build a marriage that does not have children. Basically, it's two families are coming together. That family that was already there, and you being the other entity. So you guys are coming together and not trying to create something out of your own perception of what you think you actually want to create. Because let's be real, guys, some people, I think, deal with relationship as projects, and relationships are not projects. You're not coming to fix, you're coming to make it work. You're not coming as a fix. You might not be the solution, but you can be part of the solution to having a blended family and make it work for you. Also, I think I mentioned this, but also encouraging your partner to continue going for dates with them, or having time for them, is actually a nice thing. And you can also be part of a solution by making sure that you enable for that to happen. And then the last point, I think, is also, I think it's very important to talk to the children and know like what they think about you. Like if you are, for example, I think I told you guys, like in my house, we have like this transparency where we talk about everything. Like if you did something wrong, you can talk it out and expect maybe to have a timeout or not a timeout. But at least, when I get home, I can say anything that happened the way it happened. You understand? Sometimes there are consequences, sometimes there are not consequences, but we have enabled that room. And so I think also when it comes to relationships, you can enable room for the children to tell you what they think about you, maybe then just in a fun way, like ask them like, what do you think about me marrying your dad? Or what do you think about me marrying your mom? Like, what do you think of my personality? How can I best try and work on this? Because then they'll know you're trying. You're not coming as a fix, but you're trying to be a part of their life. And it shows you're willing to go an extra mile to be a part of their life, by not replacing, but joining and being a part of a solution. So I think that's also something really important. I know some people usually say like, oh, it's very stupid, kids are really young and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, everyone has their own opinion of people, relationships, and stuff. So I think it's also important to just ask them, like, what do you think about me? What do you think about me dating your dad? What do you think about me being in your mother's life? What do you think about my dad, your dad, and my relationship with you guys, or how can we make it work that you guys can still have your mommy, and I am just coming to help you guys love, or I'm coming to love your dad just the same way you guys love him, or I'm coming to love your mom just the same way you guys love him. You can tell them and you can reaffirm them by telling them you are sharing in the same love they have for that partner, and you're not coming to tear or bring it down or something like that. Like, you're not coming to rule. You're not the you can be the queen in the man's life, but you cannot come and reign over an empire you did not create for your own self. You need to create that empire by trying to know that those are an existing relationship before, and you're not coming to destroy and then start building your own, because already there are people, there are feelings, there are past, there are present, and you need to be able to consider and put all of that into consideration. And cheers to that. So I think those are some of the things I would think about when it comes to this topic. And I just wanted to come and say, because I've always found comments, and I know people who are also looking into dating, people already have children. I also know that time do tell and time will tell. Maybe you're watching this and you don't even have stepchildren yet, but the future is going to make you have one. So I just wanted to come and share this because I felt like God just doesn't give you ideas for nothing. Like, you can't just have an idea or a topic for no reason, because there's always someone who needs it. And even if that person is not here right now, I know they'll always benefit. So I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I know today's stream is short. I think we kept it short and sweet, and that's all that matters. I appreciate you guys so much. I love you so much, and thank you so much for always being here every time I have been having a stream or sharing a video, which, on the same note, I have a video I've edited. So I'm going to be uploading it, I think, tomorrow. Please keep an eye, have your notification bells on. My tongue. My tongue. I don't know what's happening with my tongue. Guys, I really don't know. Don't say it's a wine, no. My accent has totally changed, and my tongue just turns in ways that I don't. I don't know. I don't know what's happening to me. But yeah, have your notification bells on so that tomorrow you get notified once I've posted the video. This was so short and sweet because your girl is mama here needs to go to bed and sleep. Tomorrow I have the no, I have not blocked you. Not at all. I don't usually block people. I only block the Indians who are always naughty on my DMs, but I've not blocked you. My husband is laughing. Seriously, no, I don't block people. I only block the Indians. Sometimes they're so naughty. They send you like pictures you don't want to see. Like, you're just like, why'd you do this? You know? So those are the ones I block. Do you use the same name? Do you use the same name on Instagram? Because I don't think I've blocked you. I don't think so. And if I have, I'm really sorry. I'm going to check. Where's my phone? Is that how you, okay, my phone is somewhere behind there. Okay, I'm going to check you out and then check what's happening, because I don't think I've blocked. Oops, I'm showing you my armpits. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't think I've blocked anyone. I only block usually Indians. How did that happen? It's weird. Let me see. Yeah, so Yolanda Cherie. One. It's saying not found. I don't know what's happening. Can you DM me? Is it possible? Okay. Found you. No, that's not you. This is not you. This is not your page, is it? Is that your page? Can you please try and like say, because this is another Indian. Um, so many Indians. Yeah, it's not your page as well. Can you try DMing me? I think if you DM me, I'll find your message. Please do so. That's so terrible. I'm sorry. If I did, I'm really sorry. Maybe it was not intentional. I'm really sorry for that. Um, please DM me and I'll follow you back. I've put the underscore. Just try DMing me and then I can't find you. Could be I'm the one who blocked you by mistake or something. Please, can you just DM me? I can't still find you. I'm seeing names here, but they're not, none of them is yours. I don't think so. DM me and we'll fix it. And sorry for that. Sorry. I'm really sorry for that. Um, sorry that happened. Really. So I think I'll keep this short like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Share this around if you can with someone you know needs this information. And also feel free to comment down below. Okay, I'll take a screenshot and then try and look again. This is terrible that this has happened. Yeah, but I'm sorry for that. Yeah, so share this around with anyone you can who needs this information. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And if you have any comments, you can leave them down below. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, oh my gosh, Peace was here. Good evening, Peace, and good night as well. I love you. I love you so much, and thank you so much for your support as well. Rose, it was really lovely having you here as well, and thank you so much for the support as always. I really appreciate it. And yeah, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's have a productive Monday. If we sleep late, we'll have a lazy Monday. Monday is a fresh start of everything. Could be relationship, education, life, just everything. Attitude, fresh start. So happy Monday, I think, when Monday comes, and good night. Yeah. I look for you. I look for you. I'm going to try and see like what's happening with, I don't know if I blocked you, but I'm really sorry if I did. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon. And keep an eye for a video I'm going to be uploading for you guys. It's short and something I love. And thank you for the support so much. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye. Bye. See you guys. Wait a minute. Let me see something here. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Bye.